Hey, what's going on everyone? This is iReviews back with another video, and Apple has released the RC version of the new iOS 26.5. Now, as expected, we have the RC released this week, and we will of course have this released to the public the upcoming week. So most likely the beginning of the week, Monday or Tuesday, will be the time that Apple releases the new iOS 26.5 to the public. But we're going to talk about exact release times in a minute here. First of all, let's go ahead and take a look at this update, and let's talk about some really amazing things that are coming to iOS 26.5, even though it's not as big as the previous iOS 26.4. Now, before we talk about features and changes, let's first talk about the update itself. So as you can see right here, 26.5 RC came in at around 8.7 gigabytes. Now, the public release most likely will be smaller than this because this is basically the RC, and what it does when Apple releases the RC is that it will completely reinstall iOS on your device. That's why the RC updates are always that big. So if you want to install the RC, make sure that you have probably around 15 gigabytes of free storage on your iPhone in order to do so. Now, the build number for iOS 26.5 will be 23F75. This is most likely the build number of the public release as well, but we'll have to wait and see for that. If the public release is an update with a different build number than this, then probably there will be also an update for the RC users as well once iOS 26.5 is out to the public. So what does iOS 26.5 RC bring for iOS users? First of all, we have these amazing new wallpapers that Apple has released. You will have actually 11 of those, 11 like different styles with different colors, but you will also have a 12th one which you can actually customize with your own colors like I have right here. Let me show you guys how to do that. So you can see the wallpaper. It looks really cool, especially when the device is on the always on display here. When it wakes up, it just kind of wakes up like that, and when you want to unlock it, it does have this really amazing animation. You can see how cool that looks. Now, to add this wallpaper or to switch between different colors, you will have to go to the edit section on the lock screen. Now, from here, when you tap the plus button, you will need to go to the collections, and the wallpapers won't be downloaded immediately on your device. They will basically be like this, where you have to tap the get button, and then there are all the wallpapers. It shows two, but it's the same. This is the first one, this is the last one on the collection. So you basically go to one of them, the first one, and then you will have the ability to just switch between different like colors, different styles like this. So you will have 10, you can see right here, 11, and then when you go to the 12th one, you can have here up to 12 different colors on your wallpaper. So you can just go ahead and pick color. So you can see right here, it shows how many colors you have selected. You can select, as I said, up to 12. Once you have selected 12, you can just go ahead and maybe unselect one of them or more of them and just change or switch to different colors. And you can just go ahead and create your own like colors right here on wallpaper, and it looks really awesome. So let's just add this. And you can see how cool this looks. The animation is absolutely amazing. And Apple is finally bringing encrypted RCS messages to iOS, and this will happen with iOS 26.5. Now, currently, if you have RCS on your device, you have to know that this is not available everywhere, not for every carrier, and not for every device. So there's a selected number of carriers and places where you can use the RCS feature, but if you have it on your device, it should be somewhere around here. If you go there, you will have the option to actually enable encrypted messages for RCS. It says that it's still on beta, even though according to Apple, it is coming out with 26.5. So my guess is that once this is out to the public the next week, then that will be the time that also encrypted RCS messages will also be out of beta. Now, there is also a really useful new feature Apple is bringing with iOS 26.5. So, we have the Move to Android tool under the general settings. So if you go here and you want to transfer to Android, now with iOS 26.5, you actually get to choose the messages that you want to keep, the attachments and all that from your messages. You can choose which ones you want to transfer and which not. You will have the ability, of course, to transfer all of them, or maybe transfer none of them to your Android device. Now, the really cool thing Apple is doing with iOS 26.5, and that's on the subscription side, is that now you will be able to actually subscribe to a yearly subscription and get advantage of the discounts that you get. If you subscribe to somewhere, if it's like $20 a month, you just can go ahead and subscribe to a yearly subscription, and you will get a discount, let's say for $10 a month. Now, what Apple allows you to do with that on iOS 26.5 is that you can just subscribe to yearly subscription, but then pay monthly. So even though that yearly subscription is, let's say, $120, you still get to pay $10 a month, which is really, really awesome. Now, it's really interesting to see how Apple will do this and how they will implement this feature. Of course, there might be some issues with payments and cards and all that, but it's actually amazing, the ability to actually separate that yearly subscription into 12 different payments. iOS 26.5 also brings ads to maps and also suggested places. Now, this will be really interesting. According to Apple, ads won't be related to your Apple ID, but everything else, of course, around it. But as you can see right here, they have started to already just send emails to devs to get ready for ads on Apple Maps. So on Apple Maps, ads, which is not really a feature for us, but they're there, and also suggested places, which will suggest you different restaurants, hotels, and things like that nearby. There will be also a few features that are dedicated for EU, so there will be notifications forwarding, also live activities for third-party apps. We have talked about these previously, so they are features exclusive to the EU. But what about performance? Well, you can see right here we have a Geekbench score for iOS 26.5 RC, and it actually is looking really good. 3,796 on the single core score, 9,826 on the multi-core score. And this is just hours after installing the update on the device. Most likely after 2 or 3 days, if I do this test, I will get much better results than this. Overall, the performance is great. I didn't have any issues whatsoever using this update on my device on daily basis. There has been like a bug on the second beta, which would drop the frames when you just unlock your device and go from the lock screen to the home screen. That has now been fixed, and it's much better. Everything is super smooth. Talking about battery, you can see right here we have the battery lives for iOS 26.5, and this is on beta 4 actually, because we just installed the RC, so we'll have to wait and see how that will do. But it's actually not that bad. With the 4th beta, it actually has improved, in my opinion, in my experience. It has been improved a lot compared to the first 3 betas. You can see right here with like 93%, 8.5 hours, 92%, 9.5 hours, 9.5 hours, again 91%, 81%, 9 hours, 6 minutes is actually really good. So you will probably get a decent battery life on your device as well, even though in my opinion the battery life on iOS 26.4 was a bit better. So when to expect this update to be released? Well, if history is any indicator, May 11th or May 12th, these days will be one of them that we will get iOS 26.5 released to the public at the usual 10 a.m. Pacific time. Around that time, you should get this update on your device. So that's basically it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it helpful. If you did, smash that like button and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys on the next one.